Welcome back. Well, as we continue our coverage on Mr. Tata, we have with us Mr. GV Prasad of Dr. Reddy's, who's joining in to share his thoughts. Mr. Prasad, thank you very much for being with us today. It's definitely a somber day for the nation. And we'd love to hear your reflections on Mr. Tata, any personal memories or interactions you may have had with him.
Thank you so much for having me on this. It's certainly a very sad day. Mr. Tata was a force for good. He was everything that a good business leader stood for. And he built his businesses with soul, while the Tatas were already had a legacy of nation building, serving society, customers, and also philanthropy in various aspects. He enhanced this even more. He, apart from enhancing this, drove the growth of the businesses as well as globalized the group. So there were many, many contributions from him, and he's a colossal. It is a big loss for all of us, and hence, it's a sad day for all of us. There will hardly be a leader like this today in the world.
Absolutely. Well, Mr. Prasad, when we do talk about Mr. Tata and his contribution to corporate India, we generally tend to talk about the steel companies as well as, the IT companies, etc. But there's a lot of contribution in healthcare which has taken place outside of, the listed company space. And that is his care or his focus towards affordable cancer care throughout the country through Tata Trust. Give us a sense in terms of his contribution to healthcare and your perspective on it.
Yeah, if you see the Tata Institutes for Cancer, they are among the best in the world. They offer care at a very affordable price, as well as do a lot of research. We have been involved in doing some clinical trials with the Tata Memorial at Bombay, and it has been an amazing experience, working with them. So I think, it's very difficult to even, put a number of things that he's done for this country and for the world. So in many ways, I think he's a person who will be very difficult to replace. He not only, globalizing the business through steel, he also acquired iconic brands like JLR, Tetley, and many such things under his leadership. So, it's an amazing contribution from him to the country, to the businesses, and it's truly an inspirational figure for many of us.
Was the precedent set, with regards to Tata and affordable cancer care to sort of focus on accessibility, affordability when it came to cancer care, and which is what other corporates probably followed suit with?
So his main thing is he established cancer hospitals and ran them in a philanthropic way. So, and also built expertise, invested in latest equipment and cutting-edge research. So all of this really advanced cancer care in India, research in cancer, and certainly, served patients, both poor as well as rich.
Absolutely. Well, Mr. Prasad, the one thing you probably share in common with Mr. Tata, besides healthcare, is the love for animals that you have as well. And Mr. Tata, he was synonymous with that. What is your sense in terms of the legacy that he would probably leave behind when it comes to animal care?
I think he is a person with heart. He cared for all beings, but not just human beings, all lives. And his special relationship with his dogs is something very touching. And I'm sure many of us will do something, good about to animals who are also sentient beings, and we all, need to do something to keep them healthy and also happy. It was nice to see his pictures with his dogs and, he playing with them. It was marvelous.
Absolutely. Well, Mr. Prasad, just before we wrap this up, wanted your thoughts in terms of how his legacy and his vision can probably be carried forward here on.
I'm sure the Tatas have a good succession plan and they will build their business. But in society, we have a lot of us who can learn from his life: humility, compassion, serving society, and also all other stakeholders while building businesses. And he's shown, with a great deal of emphasis, how every business can be run with soul, which can be a force for good in society. And that's what I take away. And certainly the next generation of businesses and businessmen can be inspired by him as an individual, how he lived a very simple life but achieved enormous things in his career.
Any personal anecdotes that you would like to share with us, Mr. Prasad?
I just met him very briefly, so I don't really have anything, but I was very impressed by his kindness, by his simplicity and humility. I met him in Hyderabad when he was visiting the Falaknuma Palace here, which is a Taj Hotel. That's my interaction with him, and he was very kind.
Absolutely. All right, Mr. Prasad, we're going to let you go on that note. Thanks very much for joining in and giving us your brief take on Mr. Tata. Well, definitely a